I'm doing so. You are all welcome. Please unmute yourself and place on record as appearing for the Cape Bar Council as the complainant.
President, it should be Advocate Janet McKeddy. And for the judges, Advocate Jeff Badlender, SC. And for Parker J, it will be Advocate William King. If they can just introduce themselves.
Maybe there's a communication problem. While that is being attended to, can you just, I'll write in the meantime, give me the...
Judge, good morning. We've all been, well, I've just been unmuted. This is Jeff Badlender, appearing for the judges with my colleague, Ms. Adhikari, instructed by the State Attorney, Ms. Kajika. I'm not sure that everyone else has been unmuted, but I have now been unmuted.
Yes, okay, thank you. For the respondent in respect of this matter, the complaint by the judges. Well, we'll deal with them together. Presumably is one legal representative in respect of both, in which case, shall we hear who represents the Bar Council in respect of the other complaint? Well,
now you're invited to unmute.
Anyway, Dr. Nzing, just give me the name.
It's Advocate Janet McKeddy.
How do we write that?
MC.
What do I see? Is it there on the board?
Chairman, Chairman, this is William King. I'm a senior counsel at the Cape Bar representing Judge Parker. I do so with Ben Prinsloo, my junior, and I do so on instructions of Ben Mathewson, who's our instructing attorney.
Thank you.
Well, no, Janet.
And for the Cape Bar you were giving me, is the name appearing there?
The Cape Bar is still muted.
For the Cape Bar, it's Janet McKeddy. I'm the current chair of the Cape Bar Council.
I assume that all the legal representatives heard me as and when I was reading the relevant part of the terms of reference in respect of the charges. In any event, they have been served on the parties. They are all aware of the nature of the proceedings. The
Chairman, on behalf of the respondents, we heard you loud and clear.
Yes, thank you. Turning to Mr. King, there are no, because this was mentioned to us in the course of the past 2-3 weeks or so, can we just confirm there are no admissions on the part of the respondent at this stage?
That is correct, Mr. Chairman.
Yes. Is there any objection by the respondent regarding the admission of the various affidavits? I'm quick to clarify, Mr. King, we are not talking about the truth or correctness of the contents. I am just talking about the sheer admission of the affidavits.
Our instructions are not to raise factual disputes in the matter, Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
We do not oppose the presentation of the affidavits to the commission or to the tribunal.
All right. Okay. Very well then. The next step will be clarified as we go along. In that case, Mr. Nsengo, how do you want to proceed? Which matter do we start with?
Perhaps, Chair, we can establish from the Respondents' Council if there is any response from him relating to the terms of reference, which you have raised.
No, they noted them. He said they have noted the terms of reference.
I'll try.
Am I right, Mr. King? You said you had the terms of reference loud and clear, as and when I was reading them.
That's correct.
Yes.
Next step will be for the evidence leader to indicate which affidavits in terms of the index are handed in as evidence, as agreed with the respondents. It's affidavits indexed and paginated at pages 119 of the 10 Justices bundle. Pages 1 to 119 of the 10 Justices bundle. Those affidavits therein are handed in. If you can just confirm, Advocate King.
I confirm.
Thank you. And then the next will be pages 1 to 44 of the Cape Bar Council bundle. Pages 1 to 44 of the Cape Bar Council bundle. Those affidavits or affidavit go in. If you can confirm.
I confirm.
Yes, that is affidavit of Andrew Mark Breitenbach.
That is correct, Chair.
With his annexures.
That is correct, Chair.
Is it Advocate McKelly for the bar? Am I right?
It is Advocate Makedi for the
McKelly,
bar.
yeah. You appear for the complainant. In the normal course of events, when evidence is to be learned and so forth and so on, you would be asked whether you'll be given the option whether you want to lead your client or you leave it in the hands of the leader of the evidence.
Advocate Makedi, are you with us?
Well,
Chair, if I may then indicate for everybody else that we will start with the second complaint of the Cape Bar and lead Advocate Breitenbach SC. I'll touch on the preliminary issues about him when he's allowed in, and thereafter Advocate Makedi will handle the rest of the leading of the evidence of Advocate Breitenbach SC.
Yes, depending on how things develop. How do you wish to deal with the affidavit?
Perhaps, Chair, if Advocate Breitenbach can be allowed in, and I take it that he will have to be sworn in.
Yes.
Good morning, judges. It's Andrew Breitenbach speaking. I've been let into the meeting. I'm not sure whether you can see me.
No, I'm not sure we can see you.
We can only hear you.
Maybe
Can you switch on your camera if you haven't?
it says I cannot start video because it's disabled by the host.
Oh,
Starting my video. There we
Oh,
go. Can see
yes.
myself now.
yes, all right.
If he can just be sworn in.
Advocate Breitenbach, do you have any objection against taking an oath? If so, well, then we may have to resort to confirmation.
I have no objection.
Yes. In that case, do you swear that the evidence you are about to give will be the truth and nothing else? If so, raise your right hand and say, "So help me God."
So help me God.
Thank you.
Thank you, President. Advocate Breitenbach, please introduce yourself to the tribunal.
Members of the tribunal, I am a practicing advocate. I practice as a member of the Cape Bar in Cape Town. And at the time that the Cape Bar Council resolved to make its complaint against the respondent, I was the chairperson of the Cape Bar and assisted by a senior and junior member of the Cape Bar who provided advice. I settled an affidavit setting out the particulars of the complaint. I did so after reading the papers in a High Court case matter brought by the Legal Practice Council, referred to in my affidavit. And I made that affidavit on the 31st of March 2020 at the Rondebosch Police Station in Cape Town. I am no longer a member of the Cape Bar Council.
Thank you. Just for record purposes, Chair, one of the witnesses who deposed to an answering affidavit in the LPC papers Advocate Breitenbach is referring to has been approached for his testimony. We're coming back to you, Advocate Breitenbach. Can you then confirm your signature that appears just above the commissioner's certificate, and exactly where you signed and on which date again?
Yes, the affidavit, I have a copy of the affidavit as submitted to the Judicial Services Commission on the 31st of March 2020. I do not have the paginated bundle, which I gather is has been placed before the tribunal. The affidavit that I have comprises 24 pages and 43 paragraphs. I signed it, as appears from page 24, at the Rondebosch Police Station on the 31st of March 2020, and took the oath before the station commander.
Confirm that is your signature?
It is.
Can you confirm the correctness and truthfulness of the contents of that affidavit to us?
I do. I refer specifically to paragraph 4 in that connection, where you will see that the complaint arises from and is based predominantly on facts recorded in affidavits filed by the South African Legal Practice Council in the case in which I mentioned. And I don't have personal knowledge of those facts, but I have no reason, I had no reason then to doubt and have no reason to doubt the LPC's allegations and the evidence put up by it, nor do I have any reason to doubt the allegations and evidence in the answering affidavits to which I refer in the affidavit. I believe them to be true. There are certain other facts which we, through our own investigations, ascertained, and I'm referring specifically here to the application by the respondent for a permanent position and the contents thereof, a portion of which is annexed to the affidavit. And those facts relate to the contents of that document.
And you confirm with us or to us that the Cape Bar Council persists with the complaint?
As far as I know, that is the case. I have been in contact with the chairperson, the current chairperson of the Cape Bar Council, Advocate Janet McCurdy, SC, who I understand is attending this meeting to represent the council. She will be best placed to give a first-hand answer to that, but that is my understanding.
Before she comes in, can I just ask the witness this? So this affidavit of yours was made sometime in 2020. Is that correct?
Yes, indeed. It was made at the end of March 2020. Yes.
Do you still stand by the contents of that affidavit?
Yes, I do.
You have any objection if it's to be handed in as exhibit together with his annexures?
No.
Yes. All right. Very well then. It will be admitted as Exhibit 1. We can then now turn to Advocate McCurdy if she has anything further to take on with the witness, if she's there.
Just for the sake of clarity and to assist the tribunal, could you just in brief indicate the two grounds on which the complaint of the Bar Council is based?
Yes, certainly. Perhaps I should just give a very brief outline of the facts as we understand them to be, based on the contents of the papers in the High Court matter to which I've referred and the respondent's application for a permanent appointment. The respondent practiced in an incorporated partnership with his brother, I.K. Parker, and one Khan in Cape Town as attorneys from 2005 until he commenced his permanent appointment on the 1st of November 2017. I'm first just giving the objective facts as they emerge from the papers, not contested in any way. The second is that he was the managing partner of that firm. The third is that a significant trust deficit or deficit in the firm's trust account manifested during that time. The fourth is that the respondent acted as a judge of the High Court for several terms, starting on the 10th of October 2016 and ending sometime in 2017. The terms of which we are aware are those from the 10th of October 2016 to the 15th of December 2016, then again from the 30th of January to the 30th of March 2017, and then from the 10th of April to the 30th of June 2017. I do not know whether he acted as a judge between July and October 2017. The dates I've mentioned are given in footnote 7 on page 3 of the affidavit. During the last of the terms that I have mentioned, the judge applied, and that was specifically on 28 June 2017, to become a judge of the High Court. The questionnaire which he had to complete and did complete, contains 2 questions of present relevance, to both of which the respondent answered no. The first question was, are there any circumstances, financial or otherwise, known to you which may cause you embarrassment in undertaking the office of a judge? The second question was, is there any other relevant matter which you should bring to the attention of the Commission? The significance of that is that it is common cause on the papers that I've read and appears from annexes to the affidavits, being bank accounts of the bank statements of the relevant account, that both at the time when that statement was made and indeed throughout, from the time when the respondent commenced acting as a judge, and indeed after his appointment as a judge for a considerable period thereafter, there was a significant deficit in the firm's trust account. On the 20th of October, the deficit was about 5.7 million rand, and one sees that and the references in question, paragraph 20.2 of my affidavit on page 5. At the date of his application, 28th of June 2017, the deficit was about 6.3 million. One sees that from paragraph 20.3 on page 6. On the 5th of October 2017, being the date of his interview by the Judicial Service Commission, the deficit was just over 7 million rand. One sees that from paragraph 20.4. And when the LPC first visited the firm, which was on 15 August 2019, apparently after receiving a tip-off, the shortfall was about 4.7 million. By the time of the last of the second of his brother's answering affidavits in the High Court matter to which I've referred, the 13th of February 2020, the shortfall had been eliminated. Then there is evidence recounted in the affidavit that the respondent was aware of the shortfall from the time that he began acting and thereafter. I refer in particular in this regard to what the tribunal will see in paragraph 23 of the affidavit at pages 6 and 7, and recounted in the footnote